नमस्कार, गुड मॉर्निंग। आपके साथ वापस सूरज सिंह सिविल इंजीनियर, भारत, फरीदाबाद। बैक टू यू रिगार्डिंग कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, डेली टॉक इन दिस सब्जेक्ट। भारत का संविधान जानने के लिए, आपसे डिस्कस करने के लिए उपस्थित हुआ हो। फिर आज की तारीख 24 जुलाई 2019 को। इससे पहले आगे चलें, बता दें कि भारत का संविधान भी है। जिनको नहीं मालूम उनको पता होना चाहिए। देयर इज ए लॉ कॉल्ड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ भारत। सबको मालूम होगा, लेकिन जिनको मालूम नहीं उनको बता रहा हूँ। जस्ट टेलिंग दोज पीपल हु आर अनअवेयर अबाउट दिस लॉ, दैट भारत का संविधान, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ भारत। मे बी देयर आर मेनी पीपल, many percentages of people, maybe crores, who don't know about this still, and they heard maybe, but they probably are unaware of that there is such document, and that is official document, permanent document. And Bharat may, parties may exist or no, don't exist. Parties may or may not exist. Government may or may not exist, but Bharat ka Savidhan, Constitution of India exists. It has been existing since 1950, and it shall be existing for coming centuries, and until politics stay in this country, whoever party may come in power, it doesn't make a difference. It continues because it is public document. It is public document, public law made by public for public, and it is not simply democratic. It has got many other parameters, properties for this country, which we are all given. Very important, significant law, significant document of this. It's not simply a book. It's not simply a book, but it's a luck. It's a fortune of this country. We should be careful of, and it's not a joke. I'm just going to tell you about Constitution. I have been telling you for many days. Many videos have been produced for your service, and we are talking about what we are, how we are living in this country. Constitution is not a joke. It's something like that, and I have started from beginning of that, in the index of that, and I covered all chapters up to government. Means it's covered fundamental rights, it's covered states, it's covered directive principles, it's covered all parliaments, how it functions, the government functions. All that have been covered in that, except judiciary. I left it to them, and then I had to register description states. I'll take up later on, but I was started within what responsibilities MPs have, what responsibilities Lok Sabha have got, and responsibilities you can say state shall have. These responsibilities are very important to be understood before understanding what we are. Because if we don't understand these responsibilities, we cannot do work. If suppose I join some office and we are in the government service and private service, and I don't know what to do, my job description, what my duty is, what I have to do is, how can I perform? I cannot, other people, they tell me this and tell me that all day. Okay, once they can tell me, once they can brief something on, later on I have to understand myself, and you have to understand yourself. And that's very important criteria. One should know what job is, what responsibility, scope, duty is. If you don't know that, that's a really big problem. And one cannot resolve that. Same thing applies to our politicians, our representatives who are called member of parliaments, member of legislative assemblies, and municipal councillors and panchayat people. All these are called representatives of people of every constituency, whatever come they from. They may come from the villages, or they may come from cities, or whatever areas they come from. All these representatives must know their responsibilities and their jobs according to the constitution. Our constitution says that they have to do that. But unfortunately, as I observed that hardly 1% may be knowing, or only those people who have experience, the seniors one in this politics or in this business, or politics or commerce. So politics is stupid politics. They may be knowing, but they don't tell others. They don't want others to know. And those are newcomers who are well educated, but even then we are not aware of that. And that is unfortunate that people don't know what we are doing. We are electing people that we think the person knows his job, doesn't know his job, doesn't know his duty. What doesn't know duty? Young or youth or who are coming to politics, maybe becoming MBA or MLA or whoever, say they don't know anything about the constitution. And unfortunately, they just sit there to sit like fools. They sit in Lok Sabha and they don't know anything about what's ongoing, and just listen. And they speak something relevant many times. It happens not only with juniors, but seniors as well. And finally, really, it's disappointing to the citizens of this country. Citizens also vote for those who don't know anything. And they never ask why you are going to MLA, or why you are going to assembly, or to member of the Lok Sabha when you do nothing. And even citizens don't know that, unfortunately. We have a law, we have a basis, we have a description, we have complete detail of that, but we are unaware of that. Only those professionals who are in law business or law luminaries, you can say wakils or advocates or lawyers and judges, etc., or those counts, or legal persons or working in companies somewhere else, maybe they are knowing that, they know that, but I'm not sure about them as well, because nobody is thorough about it. In the legal professionals, they are not clear about each and everything. They just search when some case comes in, a judge is such a case comes in, and that's the reason this is unfortunate. Either it's too big for them to understand that, or they are careless about, ignorant about the let us see when the time comes and we'll reconcile this document. That's really unfair. Means this law should be on tips of judges and lawyers, but it's not that. There are only 395 articles. It's not very big issue. It's just like one or two big subjects in your syllabus, and when you pass examination, you have to know about that. But it's unfortunate that this real subject, real Constitution of India, is on no tips. It's not on tips with judges and lawyers or public. I'm stressing about this because this is real. Because our country is running based on constitution of this country. People don't understand this. Over there's no law at all. Country is running their program. It's just that we cares for this country, but country is running under constitution, which is a fact. How do you imagine? Just imagine. So there's no constitutional operation in this country. How shall you elect president? How shall you elect MP? How shall you elect government? It's all that. You are not directly elected government, or MPs are elected governments, you are elected MPs directly up to the representative according to law, and they represent you, and the PR people represented who act the constitution empowers every citizen to vote for whom? Vote for Lok Sabha MP, and vote for MP, and vote for MLA, and vote for councillor, vote for Panchayats. Where there are votes, there are votes. It's a duty and right of every citizen to vote, and but citizen should know what he's going to do. Just vote. It doesn't mean just put a seal or just put a button on my job. So no, it's not there. Understand your vote, what vote is all about. If you don't understand the meaning of vote, implication of that in future, how can you handle that? How can you think that it's not your duty just to come into 5 years and just they gap of 5 years and say I voted this, that your job is for 5 years. No, you have to understand your vote has gone to some representative who will work for you, and that representative, your representative, is not simply just I'm MP. MP doesn't mean anything until he submits you, he submits you, and if he doesn't submit you, he's no use to you, and you're paying him through your taxes. It's not doing free of cost, it's charging salary, it's charging bungalow, it's charging every cost. When your pension is charged, it means you have to pay you back, and then when you come back, only means he has to work for you, and may for purpose of legislation, for purpose of executive, for purpose of whatever duties granted to allow to him, has to work for you in 5 years' time. 5 is not a small period of life. So means MP doesn't mean God, and you also PM doesn't mean God, means you have to get service from them. This is your right. It's not simply saying I just vote to BJP, I just vote to Congress, I just do some bloody other party. It's not that. There's another. You are paying them for your service, and the service, political service, and national service, social service, through Constitution. The Constitution must be complied with. You abide by the Constitution, but they can only do if they know Constitution, understand what the Constitution contains about them, the law contains all these subjects which are reliable, which are applicable to you, must be known to these representatives. They don't have to read them and understand them before going to these houses of parliament, houses of assemblies. But we don't care for that because we are so liberal people, we don't even think of that. The person who is 18 years old doesn't know anything, unfortunately the person votes, okay, no problem. That person votes, but he should know what for is. Okay, I say 60%, 60 years old, 80 years old, they know that. They know only voting, they also don't understand. They don't understand what voting means. And until we don't understand this, we cannot make this country better, because responsibility is very important, obligation is very important, accountability is very important, job is very important, description is very important. All these parameters are very important. The criteria must be considered time voting, but we don't consider. They are not educated class. Though educationally, they are academics and they are everything. They are professors, the doctors, the lecturers, engineers, and all the professionals. They don't even think of that. We should vote. They just vote for Modi or for Rahul, which is not correct. The approach of voters vote for nation. Voter has to know future of nation, future of Bharat, and they don't know this, that we are voting in the facts impacts on Bharat or a country, and then impact on the world. They don't take them into consideration, and that's very unpardonable. How should I say that? No, it's unpardonable, of course. There's a constitution means there's a power for it. So your constitution, for your own, for your future, for current society, for nation, for a state, for our employment, to solve the goal. This gives us rights and privileges, but rights and privileges are only applicable to your job, your duty, you're responsible. If you're not responsible, your representative shall not be responsible. If you are responsible, your representative, you have to ask questions, raise questions to all representatives, and they have to answer it. They cannot say you kick them out, you don't need them. What for you did? You don't know this one. It's my response, my problem. I have some question. I have to send some question to the government, I have to send some question to Parliament. How can I say that? I cannot go directly to Parliament, to the government, and you are my representative. You say, you go and do this first. I'm giving something in writing. You need to understand. I got the constitution law, and I'm going to raise a question why this happening, not be happening, and I'm not getting the benefit out of that. But whatever my society should benefit, that we don't raise any question and just vote for that because somebody is BJP bhakt and somebody is Congress bhakt, and there's no question of being bhakt or devotee. We are not devotees of someone else. Why should we do to someone? Why have I taken some money from them? I have taken some obligation on them. Why should I worry about BJP, Congress, or some other party? I'm not related to the party. There's no place for constitution for this party. The parties are only representative act. There's no meaning at all. Even independent can go. Ajad Bidar can go there. Why you worry about these people? but we are worried about this, but we are not worried about country, and we don't understand that people are nothing, people have to die when the country remains. It's unfortunate thing people are hired. It's a manipulation. It's a fake arrangement that Modi is hired in Bharat. No, Modi is not hired. Even India is not hired. Nobody is hired in Bharat. People have to leave this country and go forever with their permanent support. So we have to see those who come to this country next time or in next birth have to stay in good country, in pollution-free country, in, you can say, dynamic country, in good economic country. That was required. What's not happened so far? Of course, it's only 72 years since Savidhaan we got. It's not very long period for the country because it's too young countries who can say infant country will know, but we have to make infant rise to adult level and adult to senior level. But we have to understand how to do that, the policy procedures and democratic environment that we have to vote correctly in a proper way. But we are not doing that. Unfortunately, it is that we, even youth of this country who are responsible for this, who are going to share responsibility of future in a practical way, in a practical approach, and to take care of this country as a caretaker is now. It's not, they are not taken care of. They are just busy because they are not matured enough. They are not developed their mind to understand the country is. They got freedom free of cost, and they are just born in the area, so they know what struggle is. They don't know what life is. They understand. They don't understand how to digest struggle, how to conduct when we see life, how to manage that. It's unknown to them, and that's the only problem that it goes up, and people don't care. At 35 to 50, more than 50% country comprises of youth, and remaining people are not very responsible because they have passed their life. You can say those people are 60 and above, they are not too much cared about this. So they say what we have to do, our life so, and those who are veteran, they don't care for that. Only people who are young in this country have to care for this country, but they are not caring about that. They are only interested in jobs. Jobs, you're right. Jobs, you will get jobs, but first of all, you think from where jobs come. Jobs come from country, from how country is performing. We have to see that. We should not forget. We should forget what Prime Minister is doing or government is doing, because that is something else. They have to work only for 5 cents. They are also interested in posts. They are not interested in service country. Service country, those people have gone. Freedom fighters have gone who thought for country and sacrificed their life. And all these people sacrifice their life for what? For us. But we are not doing. We are not sacrificing ourselves for this country. We are just enjoying this country. We just want money. We just want houses, good life, everything, and we just say, okay. But those people never pay for the facilities. Those people they left these facilities. But we are interested only. We are great people. We want to enjoy life. We want to have comfort of reclining. We have AC room, and we should have cars, and they have all facilities of life. We should have luxurious life, but those people didn't do that. Those people have seen the struggles from our we can say British and all those people, but we don't do anything, and that's unfortunate. We don't even know what we are, but how we have to live this country and how to stay in this country and make this a better one, whatever it is, and good or bad is now you cannot say because it's good or bad both. We have all kinds of problems in this country. We have poorest people to richest people, and that's the problem. The gap is too long from poorest person who doesn't even obtain 300 rupees per day and to person who earns millions per day. There's a difference in that, and we have to change this. We have to little more communal, like you can say, little more communist type. We have to make it. Communist type is where, or you can say socialist type is where there should be not much gap between riches and poor, and that the states shall be better for this nation. Not that 70 or 80%. 80% or 90% money is the hand of a few industrialists, and other people are just suffering because they don't have money, and that should not happen. Resources cannot be owned by few persons. In this country, resources are natural, resources given by God for all people in this country. So we should have benefit of the resources. We should not beg all the time. We should be so poor that we just raise our hands. Please give me a job per day and I have to work for you. And that is not acceptable. That is the country which is freedom one. It's actually free from cultures of British, but it's not free from social angle. It's not free from political angle. It's not free from constitutional angle. We still are all slaves. So we can say frankly that we are all slaves. We go to constitution. We are not getting benefits of constitution and law socialism of this country. We're just getting law. We are being suppressed indirectly by politics. We are being suppressed by riches. We are being suppressed in every way. We are not even able to go to Supreme Court for 5 years because we don't have that much money. A lawyer in Supreme Court charges about lakhs and lakhs just to draft a petition. How a poor person will get you that money? to a lawyer. So that's possible. There's a barricade. If you go to Supreme Court, you cannot go. If you want to go to High Court, the person they may desire, lawyer may desire 1 lakh or 80,000 or 50,000, 70,000, and that too you cannot afford. You can go to such court, person wants 25,000, 40,000, 30,000. So a poor man cannot do that. And legal aid is only for name's sake. This means a poor person is kept off from judiciary. It may be sessions, or maybe you can say High Court or Supreme Court. A person even just raise fundamental right is tries to raise that claim, and that's the reason that we are not getting justice to each and every citizen of country. Of the powerful people and richest people, they can reach the court and get justice. They pay lakhs and lakhs to lawyers, and lawyers make petitions. They get answers from court and adjudication from court, and that doesn't apply to citizens, common citizen like me and you. If I say 50 lakhs, I don't have 50 lakhs. How can I go to court to fight my cases? If I have not 1 lakh, how can I go to Supreme Court judge or High Court judge to draw a case for me? That person says, sorry, I cannot do it for you because you don't have this money. And there are no people like that who can help you. So you can say Constitution has given you power that is only in papers. We have not got power in the practice, in virtues. So we have to change our society in a way that we get whatever is empowered in Constitution, you should get it to you in practice. Whatever it is, judiciary or it is executive or it is legislature, we are not getting benefit of legislature because we are not accessible to legislature. We cannot enter parliament as a citizen. We can just go to viewing gallery. We cannot talk to MP because we are not accessible MPs. MPs are big enough. They think they are masters and they are very constitutional persons. And why citizens should worry about them? They don't care about citizens, and citizens don't care about that. Even they don't know each other. They are, of course, the MP is representative, MP is representative, but they don't meet each other. They don't know each other. So what's purpose is, if I want to see my MP, I have to see where, first of all, where is the person is, there is a living, his office, and then I make appointment, and I may not appoint the person may be outside this country, outside the city. So it's hardly difficult to see an MP or MLA to meet for certain issues. So what's purpose of representatives there? I don't understand. Means constitutionally they are represented constitutionally. I vote, I am the appointing authority, but I cannot see them. I can raise questions to them. Same thing applies to municipal councillors, and they are only confined to water service and sewage service, and they do for that as well. So Panchayat, I don't know, Panchayat are not from village now. Question is, we should get benefit, we should get privilege, we should get whatever Constitution allows, but we are not getting as a common citizen. There is no purpose at all. We should know what is the problem is, how to pull that service, how to pull that right to you in practice. Very important factor, which you have to understand, and you cannot understand until you read the Constitution, until you know what Constitution contains. If you don't know your rights or authorities, you can know only when you know what is written in Constitution. You are not going to do this work for you, and that's what we are missing about. So my purpose is, let me say brief in Hindi also for those who don't understand English in a professional way. भारत का संविधान जो मन है को मजाक खेल नहीं है, एक डॉक्यूमेंट है, कानून देश का जिसके अंदर देश चल रहा है, ये पता होना चाहिए भारत के नागरिक को, चाहे वह छोटा हो या बड़ा हो, बच्चा हो या कोई भी एडल्ट हो या यंग हो या बूढ़ा हो या कोई भी हो, हर व्यक्ति को भारत के को पता होना चाहिए कि भारत का संविधान क्या है, ये क्या अधिकार देता है। कहने के लिए संविधान है, कहने के लिए सब कुछ है, लेकिन प्रैक्टिस में जाएंगे व्यावहारिक रूप से हर कोई इससे दूर है। जुडिशरी से हर व्यक्ति दूर है, एग्जीक्यूटिव से हर व्यक्ति दूर है, और लेजिस्लेचर से हर व्यक्ति दूर है। न्यायपालिका से हो गई या आपकी विधायिका से हो गई या आपकी सरकार से, वो सब लोग दूर है, क्योंकि वहाँ पैसा लगता है कोर्ट में जाने का। सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाने के लिए आपको लाखों रुपए पिटीशन के लिए चाहिए, उसी तरह से हाई कोर्ट में जाना है तो वहाँ भी लाखों रुपए चाहिए, अगर आप सेशंस में जाना है तो वहाँ भी 1000 रुपए चाहिए। इसके बिना वकील आपकी बात सुनेंगे नहीं, आपका पिटीशन ड्रॉ नहीं होगा, बिना पिटीशन कोर्ट जा नहीं सकते, अकेले आप जा नहीं सकते, आप वहाँ प्रोसीड कर नहीं सकते, प्लीडिंग लगा नहीं सकते, आपको जज ही नहीं लगाने देगा। उसी तरह से आपको MP से मिलना है, आपको मिनिस्टर से मिलना है, तो उसके लिए आपको मिलना होता है, अपॉइंटमेंट लेनी होती है, चिट्ठियाँ लिखेंगे तो पूछने वाला नहीं है, कोई जवाब नहीं आता, या तो आपको सिफारिश होनी चाहिए, आप जा सकते हैं, नहीं तो आप वहाँ कुछ नहीं कर सकते। आप मिनिस्टर को नहीं जानते, आप MP को नहीं जानते, आप MP से क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकते, कोई बात नहीं कर सकते, जिसके लिए उसको बनाया सुन नहीं सकते। कहने का तो वो आपका रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है, आपका नुमाइंदा है, आपका प्रतिनिधि है, लेकिन नाम के लिए, कहने के लिए प्रतिनिधि वो आपका नहीं है, क्योंकि वो आपका बॉस बन चुका है, वो देश का बॉस बन चुका है, वो संवैधानिक पद पर बैठा है, इसलिए वो आपको समझता नहीं, उससे वोटर से क्या लेना देना है, और वोटर समझता है मुझे इससे क्या लेना देना है, मेरा कोई मतलब नहीं है, मेरे को खाने को तो दे नहीं रहा, मेरा काम करना है, रोटी कमानी है। होता है कि दोनों की बात दूरी हो जाती है, वोटर उसको नहीं जानता, वो वोटर को नहीं जानता। ऐसे एमपी होने का, ऐसा रिप्रेजेंटेटिव होने का फायदा क्या, और वोटर को क्या मिला, उससे संविधान के हक नहीं मिले, वोटर को वोट देने का क्या फायदा हो, बात को सोचे। खाली हमको वोट इसलिए नहीं देना है कि हमको प्रधानमंत्री बनाया है, या हमको वोट इसलिए देना है कि हमारा देश कैसे सुधरे, हमारा क्षेत्र कैसे सुधरे, हम कैसे आगे बढ़े, हमारी बात को पार्लियामेंट तक कौन पहुंचाए, विधायक तक कौन पहुंचाए, हमारी प्रॉब्लम्स आती तो कौन सॉल्व करेगा, ये सब बातों के लिए उसको बनाया जाता है। चाहे वो काउंसलर से म्यूनिसिपालिटी का, चाहे पानी की सर्विस हो, या सीवर की सर्विस हो, या पंचायत की बात हो, कोई बात हो, ये बातों के लिए सॉल्व करने के, हमारी मुसीबत को सॉल्व करने के लिए उनको बनाया जाता है। अगर ये लोग सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते, उनको बनाने का फायदा क्या है, हमको सोचना चाहिए, हमको पागल नहीं बने रहना चाहिए, वो बेवकूफ नहीं बनना चाहिए। लोग तो बेवकूफ बनाना चाहते हैं। जो लोग इलेक्शन में करोड़ों रुपया खर्च के आते हैं, वो हमारी क्या सहायता करेंगे, हमको ये बात बहुत सोचनी चाहिए। जो व्यक्ति 50 करोड़ 40 करोड़ खर्च के इलेक्शन जीत के आता है, वो हमें क्या देगा, वो तो अपने ही काम करेगा। उसका बिजनेस है, कमर्स है, पॉलिटिक्स, राजनीति करना, और 100 से 10 गुना बनाने हैं, 5 गुना बनाने हैं, उसी चक्कर में रहेगा 5 साल, हमें कुछ नहीं करेगा, हमारी बात पूछेगा नहीं, हम चाहेंगे तुमने मिलेगा नहीं अपॉइंटमेंट लो, वो घर में होगा नहीं होगा, शहर से बाहर होगा, देश से बाहर होगा, कौन जानता है। ये सब बातें को सोचने के लिए बहुत आवश्यक है कि हम जाने अपने वोट के अधिकार क्या है, ये क्या देता है, संविधान हमें क्या देता है, संविधान में हमारे बारे में क्या लिखा है। जब तक हम चीजों को जानेंगे नहीं, हम समझेंगे नहीं, हम अपने लिए कुछ नहीं सोच सकते, देश के लिए कुछ नहीं सोचते। बहुत जरूरी है जानना। अगर आप देश को बनाना चाहते हैं आगे, सही तरह से चाहते हैं कि आपका राज्य सही चले, सरकार सही चले, न्यायपालिका सही चले, विधायिका सही चले, तो आपको पहले खुद सही होना होगा, आपको जानना होगा कि अधिकार क्या है। अगर वकील लाखों रुपए आपके मांगते हैं, तो हम ऐसे वकीलों को क्या करना है, और ऐसे वकील इतना खाते तो क्या इनकम टैक्स पे करते हैं कि नहीं करते हैं, क्या आपको रसीद देते हैं कि नहीं देते हैं। आप कितना भी पैसा दे दीजिए, वकील को आपको रसीद नहीं देगा, तो हम उसको पैसे ब्लैक मनी के दे रहे हैं उसके हिसाब से, और वो पैसा ब्लैक मनी का कमा रहा है। हमको ऐसा देश चाहिए कहने के लिए, अरे जो फीस रेगुलर होती है, जो होनी चाहिए, 1 दिन के काम की, 10 दिन के काम की, आप उतने दीजिए ना। आप लाखों के फीस मांगते हैं प्रेजेंट आने के लिए, उसके बाद हर बार आप मांगेंगे अरे एक चीज नहीं का मेरा काम नहीं है, मैंने तक कमाया नहीं, मैं कहाँ से दूंगा। इसलिए मैं दूर हूँ सरकार से, मैं दूर हूँ न्यायपालिका से, मैं दूर विधायिका से, है कहने के लिए मैं इनके पैसे देता हूँ, टैक्स के सब कुछ देता हूँ, इनके खर्चे करता हूँ, चीजों की सैलरी दिलाता हूँ, सब कुछ करता हूँ, गाड़ियों के पैसे देता हूँ, सब काम मैं करता हूँ, लेकिन मेरे को उनसे क्या मिल रहा है, मुझसे बहुत जरूरी है। अगर मुझसे इनसे कोई फायदा नहीं हो रहा, मेरे अधिकारों की रक्षा नहीं हो रही, मुझे जो मिलना चाहिए इनसे नहीं मिल रहा, तो मुझे इन चीजों की जरूरत क्या है। यही है संविधान की बात, कि संविधान तो हमें मिला, उसकी किताब में लिखा है, सब कुछ लिखा है, सब नियम बने हुए हैं कि हमारे अधिकार मेंशन है, प्रोविजन, लेकिन उसका फायदा क्या अगर उसको ले नहीं चाहते। ये बहुत विषय की बात है, हमको ये बात समझना बहुत आवश्यक है। हर सिटीजन को, मुझे उन लोगों से कुछ नहीं था जो बहुत थोड़े लोग हैं और सारा देश का 80% 90% जो पैसा उनके पास है, और एक बहुत बेचारा गरीब जो 200-300 400 कमा सकता है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा, वो क्या करेगा उसके लिए। इनका इतना गैप, कैसे हम गैप को कम करना चाहिए, उसी को हम कह सकते हैं कम्युनिस्ट कंट्री, उसको कह सकते हैं हम सोशलिज्म। ये सोशलिज्म हमें कैसे मिलेगा, हम चाहते हैं इसको लेना। हम नहीं चाहते कि हर आदमी अंबानी की तरह बड़ा हो, या और बेचारा एक आदमी जो भीख मांगे खाए, कुछ भी ना हो उसके पास। ये ऐसा देश नहीं होना चाहिए। संविधान ये अधिकार किसी को नहीं देता कि आप मर जाए और एक आदमी ऐश करता है, ऐसा नहीं चलेगा। यहाँ तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स है देश के अंदर, धर्मों की प्रॉब्लम है, जातियों की प्रॉब्लम है, गरीबी अमीरी की प्रॉब्लम है। ये बातें समझने के लिए हमें संविधान को जानना है कि हमको अपनी शक्ति कैसे छीनी जाए, इनसे कैसे लिया जाए। हम काम करते हैं तो हमको उसका फल मिलना चाहिए, पैसा मिलना चाहिए, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है। ये सब सोल्व करने के लिए हम लोगों को भेजते हैं, पार्लियामेंट भेजते हैं, एमपी बना के भेजते हैं, एमएलए बना के भेजते हैं, और काउंसलर बना के भेजते हैं, पंचायत में बना के। किस लिए भेजते हैं? इसलिए भेजते हैं कि ये हमारी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे, लेकिन ये सॉल्व करते तो है नहीं, ये तो प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर देते हैं। जो व्यक्ति 40 उसके 50 करोड़ खर्च के आएगा, चुनाव में एमपी बनेगा, वो आपका कितना काम करेगा आप सोच सकते हैं। जो इतना पैसा खर्च के आएगा, पहली बात तो पैसा नंबर 1 का नहीं होगा, नंबर 2 का होगा। और मान लीजिए वो खर्च के आया भी है तो उसको कमाना है, उसके बदले में कई गुना तो कमाना चाहेगा 5 साल में, और 5 साल इसलिए होते हैं। तो हमें सोचना चाहिए कि हम 5 साल इसलिए यहाँ देते हैं इनको वोट देने के लिए, कि हम बार बार आपको वोट देंगे, आप आइए और हम आपको वोट देके अपनी ड्यूटी खत्म कर दें। वोट का मतलब ये नहीं होता है, वोट का मतलब खाली वोट जो बोलेंगे तो जहाँ वोट देना नहीं होता है। वोट का मतलब ये तो होता है कि आप इससे पूछिए, बार बार पूछिए, इनको बुलाइए, बताइए तुमने क्या किया। आपको आप पैसे देते हैं, सबको इतना बड़ा आप बनाए, सीट पर बिठाए हैं, बताइए आप सीट पर क्या जस्टिफिकेशन की है, इस सीट का क्या सेवा की है आपने, हम लोगों की क्या सेवा की है। अगर एमपी नहीं करता है, एमएलए नहीं करता, हमें ऐसे लोगों की जरूरत नहीं है। हमें कुछ लेना देना नहीं है, बीजेपी का एमपी है, कांग्रेस का एमपी है, किसी और पार्टी का है, हमें पार्टियां खाने को नहीं देती है, हम इनके गुलाम नहीं है। हमको इनके पीछे जाएं, हमें तो वो व्यक्ति चाहिए जो हमारे देश की सेवा करे, हमको बताए क्या हमारा अच्छा रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हमारी बात को सुनता है, वोटर को सुनता है, हमसे पूछता है कि क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ, मैंने ये काम क्या नहीं किया आपका, वो सब बताने वाला आदमी चाहिए। लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है, फिर हमको ऐसा संविधान का फायदा क्या। हम ये नहीं कह रहे संविधान गलत है, गलत संविधान नहीं है, गलत बोल होगा जो उसके अंदर काम कर रहे हैं, हम भी उसमें गलत है। हम चेक नहीं करते एमपी को, एमपी सही है कि नहीं है, कैंडिडेट के एमएलए का कैंडिडेट सही है कि नहीं है। देखिए इस 2019 के चुनाव में 233 लोकसभा ऐसे एमपी पहुंच चुके हैं जो क्रिमिनल्स हैं, जिनके बैकग्राउंड में एफआईआर है, कुछ और है, जो सजा आपका होना है। ऐसे लोगों को हमने चुन के एमपी बना के भेजा है, तो किसका कसूर है? क्या इसमें हमारा कसूर नहीं है? इससे कसूर हमारा नहीं तो किसका है? भगवान का कसूर है? ऐसी बात कर रहे हैं आप। अरे हमारा ही तो कसूर है, क्योंकि हमने तो इनको भेजा है, और हमने ये कैसे भेजा हमको भी पता नहीं। हम भय गए भाव में किसी के कहने पर वोट दे दिया। हमने वोट वास्तव में MP को दिया ही नहीं, हमने वोट दिया तो मोदी के नाम के आदमी को दिया या राहुल के आदमी को दिया। मोदी जीता है तो उसका मतलब मोदी के नाम पे वोट गए हैं, तो हमने तो मोदी को चुना, लेकिन मोदी हमारा रिप्रेजेंटेटिव नहीं है। यही सोचना होगा हमको। हमारा जो आदमी होगा हम उसको वोट देंगे नहीं दे, मोदी हमारा आदमी नहीं है हमारे एरिया का, तो हम उसको वोट देने का मतलब क्या है? क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री हम चुन नहीं सकते, हमें संविधान अधिकार नहीं देता है। हमें अधिकार जो देता है MP चुनने का देता है, और MP अगर हमने ऐसा गलत चुना है, जो बदमाश है, जो गुंडा है, तो उसका हम क्या करेंगे? ये हमारी गलती हो गई कि हमने चुना है। हमारी गलती इसलिए होगी हम भावनाओं में बहते हैं। हम ये नहीं जानते हमारा, हमें ये नहीं पता होता कि हमको MP का वोट दे रहे हैं, PM का वोट दे रहे हैं। इसी बात को जानने के लिए संविधान बना हुआ है। संविधान के अंदर सारी बातें लिखी हैं। अगर आप पढ़ेंगे तो आपको मिलेगा, नहीं पढ़ेंगे तो नहीं मिलेगा। कोई आके आपके मुंह में डालेगा नहीं, दिमाग में डालेगा नहीं। पढ़ना तो आपको होगा। पढ़े लिखे लोग आधी से ज्यादा जनता ग्रेजुएट से ज्यादा है, यंग है, आप नहीं पढ़ सकते तो कौन पढ़ेगा? आपका कोई नौकर नहीं बताएगा आपको। पढ़ना तो आपको पड़ेगा। आज की किताबें जरूर नहीं, हार्ड प्रिंट्स आप इंटरनेट पर पढ़ सकते हैं, कहीं भी पढ़ सकते हैं। ये बात जानना बहुत जरूरी है। अभी तक की बातों में टिल नाउ आई जस्ट एक्सप्लेन टू यू अबाउट ड्यूटीज एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज ऑफ मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट्स, what they have to do according to requirement of law, and what MLAs have to do according to requirement laws. These came from Union list, state list, and concurrent lists, which we explained in last videos relatively, respectively. MP's jobs, which are covered under Union list as well as under concurrent list. If MP doesn't know all these entries of concurrent list and Union list, why we need such type of MP? When MP, when it comes to you, it is your duty to raise a question. Do you know Constitution or you don't know Constitution? Do you know name of this country or you don't know name of this country? Do you know what Union list is? Do you know what concurrent list is and what other lists are? If that person is not able to answer to you these questions, then why you vote for? What for you vote for? You are electing an MP. You are appointing against salary. That person should represent you. That person should represent you correctly in Parliament, Lok Sabha, and in assemblies. That person should take your problems there, communicate to them what's happening, raise questions in writing, and even bring, if required, private bills. But that is not happening. We are just here, born to vote every 5 years. Like we are slaves to these political parties and MPs, or we are servants, or what we are, or we are taking loan from them, or they are our masters. That is not good for us, because we are helping them make corruption. We are helping them eat money. That's why we are giving a person chance who has spent 50 crores or 30 crores or 40 crores in one election, and he wins as MP, and we are happy that our candidates win. The bloody fool spent 30, 50 crores, and we are happy that the person has win. We should be ashamed of that. Every citizen of India, all leaders of political parties, and including Prime Minister and President and Election Commission, must be shameful that 233 criminals have reached Lok Sabha under their nose and eyes. These all were blinds. Their eyes were closed. They were not respiring. They were dead at the time they approved applications of these people for candidature of MPs. And these MPs are sitting in Lok Sabha as honor of this country. These bloody stupid 230 people, and nobody is talking about that. Neither Congress nor BJP. BJP has 119 criminals, while Congress has 19 criminals, and when they're passed, many criminals, and they're happy about that. This new government and new looks of pretty fool everybody. They don't understand what they have done. They have voted criminals to this Lok Sabha, and they are happy. Reputation of this country has gone all over. What the criminals are ruling this country? 233 criminals in Lok Sabha, and I don't know how many in Rajya Sabha and assemblies. This country is run by criminals. Bharat, India is run by criminals. Shame on each and every citizen of this country. What sort of people you are? You are sleeping society. You have no mind, no eyes. You are dead people. Your souls are dead. What to say? I can only say that. And you should say that as well, because we have ruined our country under nose of these bloody PM, these bloody opposition leaders. They don't think of this country. They only think of their post. They are killing this country. They are destroying this country. And we are accepting that. This person, PM, has no eligibility, no qualification, nothing. He knows nothing about this country. He knows nothing about ours. He only believes in communalism, and he's PM of this country. And bloody these bhakts are supporting him. These stupid, illiterate bhakts who don't know anything about Sunni. He's from a batch. He's from a gang of those RSS people who are criminals to this nation since 1935 to 47. They did not support this country's freedom movement. They were spoons. They were, you can say, informers to British people against Congress struggle, and these people are ruling this country. Shame on every people of this country. We should be ashamed. We should actually over Pani from water, and we are happy. Modi, and stupid Congress. Both are same Congress, It's now silent as if it has no strength. 52 bloody fools sitting in parliament. Why? What for? Come out of parliament. Let them go to hell. Leave parliament. You don't have the degree of shame and responsibility to the public of this country. Hell with you, all Congress people, and super hell to all BJP people. You all should die better. We don't want to see your faces in this country. You criminals of this country. Havocs. Well, I have this anger because of truth. I'm a clear person. Why should I hide something in my mind? My country is being burned, being destroyed. They are selling railway, they are selling company, they are selling everything. They did nothing for this country. They created nothing. They built nothing, and they are selling property that their father inherited to them. These looters of this country, they have robbed this country, and we support them. Full society, fully sleeping, irresponsible society. I talked about union list, I talked about state list, I talked about concurrent list. These lists are explained to you. It's up to you to understand or not to understand. My job is to serve you. If you don't want service, you have to leave it as a, but I'll keep my service because I want people to understand what we are. If you cannot do this, this is your problem. I'm not charging anything for anybody's by just service because I want people to know Constitution, because without knowing Constitution, you cannot do anything, you cannot think anything, and your job is thinking and service. Listen, you're not born to just vote these bloody full candidates of Congress and BJP every 5 years. We are not paid for this, they are not giving us anything. We are living by our hard work, we are earning our money and doing work and paying them for what? We are paying them salaries, we are paying them cars, we are paying them security, we are paying them SPG, we are paying them bungalows, we are paying them pensions and telephones and I don't know what else. For what? Let them enjoy, and we burnt our sweet and sparkling sun and give them our money. These looters, these criminals, to survive them, to help them. Shame, shame and shame on my country. We can say there is no country like that. This bloody EC election commissioner did everything illegal in 2019 elections, and we are all watching. We could break his head. We did not do anything because we are foolish people. He robbed votes. He supported BJP directly, openly. We did not say anything. And this BJP, Amit Shah and bloody Modi and both, they looted votes from everybody. They changed all EVM machines and won. And that's why calling EMPM, and here's EMPM. Well, I come back to subject because anger is my right, expression of anger. It's my basic right. What I think, I will say, I speak my mind. And you should also speak your mind. We are not slaves of BJP or Congress. We are not slaves of British. We are not slaves of someone else. We are independent. We are under preamble. We are under the constitution of this country. And I have to say clearly because I feel so. What I have feeling, I feel I say, and it is my religion that I would tell you. I don't believe in Hinduism or someone else, but in country I believe. So the country is also a kind of religion for me. Constitution also a kind of religious book for me, and I am doing that. I want to see good country, honest PM and all, but they are not there. I have to make them honest. I have to force them and kick them out if they are not honest. I don't care who is there in position. Well, we go further. I understand. I think that you have gone through union list, state list, and concurrent list. If you have not gone through, you may go through later. It's up to you. I'm not forcing you. I'm not going to some other list, and that list is different one. It is 11th schedule of Constitution under Article 243G. It gives us something about panchayats. Panchayats. 11th schedule, Article 243G, powers and responsibilities of panchayat, and after I'll see 12th, which is municipalities. So I'm talking about panchayat, so that we cover each and every part. That is, I covered. You can say union list we covered, that is for MPs, and concurrent is covered, that's for MPs. State list covers, that's for MLAs, and this is for panchayats. And we'll cover municipalities, that's for councillors. Municipal body council. So 11th schedule, this is number 1, as under Article 243G. 1 says agriculture, including agriculture extension. Number 2, land improvement, implementation of land reforms, land consolidation and soil conservation. Number 3, minor irrigation, water management and watershed development. Number 4, animal husbandry, dairying on poultry. Number 5 is fisheries. Number 6 is social forestry and farm forestry. Number 7 is minor forest product produce. Number 8 is small scale industries including food processing industries. Number 9 is khadi, village and cottage industries. Number 10 is rural housing. Number 11 is drinking water. Number 12 is fuel and fodder. Number 13 is roads, culverts, bridges, ferries, waterways and other means of communication. Number 14 is rural electrification, including distribution of electricity. Number 15 is non-conventional energy sources. Number 16 is poverty alleviation program. Number 17 is education, including primary and secondary schools. Number 18, technical training and vocational education. Number 19, adult and non-formal education. Number 20 is libraries. Number 21, cultural activities. 22 is markets and fields. Number 23 is health and sanitation, including hospitals, primary health centers and dispensaries. 24 is family welfare. 25 is women and child development. 26 is social welfare, including welfare of handicapped and mentally retarded. 27 is welfare of weaker section, and in particular of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. I am calling a schedule, you can call schedule, no problem, because schedule is US English and schedule is British English. Public distribution system, maintenance of community assets. Alright, this is regarding Panchayats. I will speak in Hindi for those who are not very good in English. Doesn't matter, so I will speak about 11th schedule, अनुच्छेद 211वीं अनुसूची, अनुच्छेद 243 पंचायत के बारे में। 1, कृषि, जिसके अंतर्गत कृषि विस्तार है। 2, भूमि विकास, भूमि सुधार का कार्यान्वयन, चकबंदी और भूमि संरक्षण। 3, लघु सिंचाई, जल प्रबंधन और जल विभाजन क्षेत्र का विकास। 4, पशुपालन, डेयरी उद्योग और कुक्कुट पालन, मत्स्य उद्योग। 6, सामाजिक वानिकी और फार्म वानिकी। 7, लघु वन उपज। 8, लघु उद्योग, जिनके अंतर्गत खाद्य प्रसंस्करण उद्योग भी है। 9, खादी ग्रामोद्योग और कुटीर उद्योग। 10वां, ग्रामीण आवासन। 11वां, पेयजल। 12वां, ईंधन और चारा। 13वां, सड़कें, पुलिया, पुल, फेरी, जलमार्ग और अन्य संचार साधन। 14वां, ग्रामीण विद्युतीकरण, जिसके अंतर्गत विद्युत का वितरण है। 15वां, अपारंपरिक ऊर्जा स्रोत। 16वां, गरीबी उन्मूलन कार्यक्रम। 17वां, शिक्षा, जिसके अंतर्गत प्राथमिक और माध्यमिक विद्यालय भी है। 18वां, तकनीकी प्रशिक्षण और व्यावसायिक शिक्षा। 19वां, प्रौढ़ और अनौपचारिक शिक्षा। 20, पुस्तकालय। 21, सांस्कृतिक क्रियाकलाप। 12वां, बाजार और मेले। 23वां, स्वास्थ्य और स्वच्छता, जिनके अंतर्गत अस्पताल, प्राथमिक स्वास्थ्य केंद्र और औषधालय भी हैं। 24, परिवार कल्याण। 25, महिला और बाल विकास। 26, समाज कल्याण, जिसके अंतर्गत विकलांगों और मानसिक रूप से मंद व्यक्तियों का कल्याण भी है। 27, दुर्बल वर्गों का और विशिष्टतया अनुसूचित जातियों और अनुसूचित जनजातियों का कल्याण। 28, सार्वजनिक वितरण प्रणाली। 29, सामुदायिक अस्थियों का अनुसरण। So this is Schedule 11, Panchayats. We all know about Panchayats, that Panchayat institution has been in operation in this country for many decades, and of course formally it was in West Bengal since I don't know for how many decades, but overall on our land during Rajiv Gandhi regime there was an amendment done to Constitution of India. That Constitution of India added to itself Panchayats institution and responsibilities of municipalities. This Panchayat institution has been official now, is a chartered body, it's a constitutional body, and whatever responsibilities I have spoken about, these are from Schedule 11, Schedule 11, Anusuchit 11 of Constitution of this country, that Panchayat as institution through support of administrators can work on these points, on these responsibilities, entries that we talked of. These are responsible for that. Of course, these are not major considerations. These are village small activities, small requirements of infrastructure that they can work on. They can do legislations, or you can say they can speed up requirements and execution of these based on funds that they receive from central government or state government. What actually panchayats are, we'll see in article that when we talk of that in panchayats. But these responsibilities are very significant, though these are small. It's not that you can say ignorable, because these are very good responsibilities as far as panchayats are concerned, rural development is concerned. Those people who are members of panchayat must understand that it's not small job. For example, in Article 243 we say, 240W we say, number 1 it says urban planning including town planning. No, it's very easy to say urban planning. Is urban planning that is you think so? Of course, there are a number of villages. In each village there are people, there are residents, and every requirement is different. Water requirement is different, housing requirement is different. Everything is different. And urban planning, including town planning, and town planning means a small town. It can be Kasbah, it can be whatever you call it. You have to plan that means you need input from professional people. Of course, they shall get input through administrators, through technical departments who are working in municipalities, state government, etc. But it's not joke. For this, you need those type of panchayat members and sarpanches or panchayat institution that can understand this. So we have to train them, we have to explain to them. They cannot spend money, you can say, visionlessly. There should be some vision. Means when you plan some urban area, you have to think about irrigation. You have to think about facilities so farmers to be provided. You have to think about, you can say, water preservation. You have to think about how more crops can be taken out and how land can be allotted for this town, and how when you plan some urban area, you have to think of many other inclusive points, inclusive residences, inclusive buildings, and that's also very complicated. It's not simply just say urban planning, including town planning. Of course, there should be master plan for a village. Master plan doesn't mean master plan like Delhi or NCR or some other city, metropolitan city. It means simple master plan, which is economical, which is convenient for villages. It should have well tube wells. It should have, you can say, good houses, reasonable houses. You can say you should have shops, commercial areas, and you should have whatever is required. For example, you can say here Mandi is required, a center is required where they can deliver their proceeds, their crops. That should be there. Storage capacity should be there of crops, and all this should be there. Tractor should be available there. People should be there who can live there and work for that. Similarly, if we go to point number 2, so regulation of land use and construction of buildings. Yes, they can plan, and on that plan they can say this building is for residence purpose, or this building is for mandi purpose, or this building is for some other purpose, some agency or some purpose of government office or private office, some shops, or you can say some other community areas, or this could be for cinema, or this could be for some other purpose, or this could be for school, small school, primary school, secondary school, or it could be a college, or some swimming pool, or something like that, which is the village people will need. For that regulation, this is required. Construction of building should be there. Means when you say construction of building, means it should be civil engineering, it should be building engineering, and that infrastructure must be given to them. It's not simply just constructed building. Building can be a substation, for example. It can be 11 kV, 6 kV substation. It can be there is a place of transformer, place for cables required. You have to plan accordingly. You have to simply cannot say I just put a point and you take light from that. Means this the regulation for that, regulation from municipality and authorities. Those boilers should be converted to these boilers, or those boilers should be extended to these, and maybe this is being done. So that's called regulation of land use and construction of building, which is hands of panchayat. Similarly, planning is hands of panchayat. The plan should be developed by planners and engineers, but this people would approve that. Similarly applies to land use. They have to approve. While buildings construction also they have to be responsible for. Let's go to number point 3. Planning for economics and social development. This is very important point. Means you have to raise economy for every citizen of that, every person belonging to village, and their social development means they need all facilities. They need internet. They may need some schools. They may need some international connection. They will need some better for you can say providing education for service people, education for whatever girls can do, whatever boys can do. That must be improved, and that's also a very special point. If you go to roads and bridges, we all know that this is part of infrastructure, physical infrastructure, permanent infrastructure, because roads and bridges give connections between cities to cities, and these roads could be state highways, these could be village roads, this could be access roads, service road, this could be bridges and culverts on roads that are coming in. So these are in every village. There could be hardly a small patch of road and bridges, 2 or 3 culverts could be there, 4 culverts could be there, and small access roads may be there, and that must be taken given attention to. Exactly. And then we say number 5, when we are talking about roads and bridges, we must talk about services. We must talk about sewerage services, water services, which are linked to road and bridges. And if you have that service, that's fine. Then that you can say as urbanized village, a village based like cities. Then you go to number 5 is the water supply for domestic industrial, water supply for domestic industrial and commercial purpose of visas. Talking about water supply in domestic and industrial also, that's the same point as I say, water supply for domestic, industrial and commercial purposes. When we are town planning, we are doing village town planning, rural town planning, then we have to think of all these points, because without water supply there will be no town. Without water supply there is no town, no industry, and no commercial purpose served. So domestic and industrial and commercial is a very important factor, and which relate to water supply and related services. For example, fire extinguisher must be there, for water supply there, water supply should be there all the time, pipeline. But we have to see funds also at the same time. Let's go to number 6 then, public health, sanitation, conservancy, and solid waste management. And this is also same point. This happens cities with public health is very important. This is community health service. There should be mosquito killing, you can say mosquito, you can say a lot of breed. There should be a collection of garbage everywhere. It should spread somewhere else, I let me say. And then solid waste management. All these points are PHE points, are very important, and you have to take care accordingly. Those village question is not very big, instructions with there, a normal one but a suitable one, so that village remains clean. And those 7 is a fire service, and we are just talking about fire services. And fire services must be there, not for one village. Maybe there were 4, 5 villages, 10 villages, and there's only 1 fire station, 2 fire stations can be maintained. And of course, we cannot say that you can say fire ring should be there. Of course, firing is not possible in villages, because villages population is too low and there is no high-rise building. So it can be a normal service should be provided. And it's an 8 number. It's urban forestry, protection of environment, and promotion of ecological aspects. So urban forestry means forest in urban. There are forestry means afforestation and animals. All that must be taken care of. Protection of environment. Of course, village environment is not that bad, but it should be protected for future. Prevention must be there, so that it doesn't mean they hardly smoke weed, etc. But they are not, there are no industry, so there's no chance of pollution. And there are no many cars. Of course, there will be cars and tractors, but pollution should be controlled. And promotion of ecological aspects, so it can be done that way. Poultry or something else should be there. And this is 9 numbers is safeguarding interests of weaker sections of society, including handicapped and mentally. So this applies everywhere. Means this is not a big deal here. Means weaker sections like this area, they should be helped accordingly, and mentally, physically handicapped people be supported with. Then comes to point number 10, which is slum improvements and upgradation. We cannot say that villages are slum, but slum means that there's no toilet, there's no sewer service, there's no water service. It's a kind of, so there's no infrastructure, roads, and you can say there is no access something else, and that may you can say it is a slum. And improvement of the there. 11, urban poverty elevation. Poverty is existing everywhere, urban or rural. So poverty elevation can be defined because the continuous exercise, continuous activity it is. And if you go to further, that 12, provision of urban amenities and facilities such as parks, gardens, and playgrounds. Yes, this is like cities, but you cannot say parks can be given to every village, because the question is how many people are there to use that park. It can be 4 or 5 villages that small park can be built for all. Then with some play toys there, or can say some swings there. Then there's the gardens and playgrounds and football and all that. The gilli danda, you may call it villages, whatever it is. The gilli danda, from is an old form of cricket. Then 13, promotions of cultural, educational, and aesthetic aspects. So this is very clear. Means culture, of course, village culture is different. Every village has different culture. Every state village has different culture. Education must be there, and aesthetic aspects means should be clean, clear, and discussed should be there. Attractive should be all buildings should be attractive, area should be attractive. So green area with green environment. Then there's 14 is burials and burial grounds. Of course, this is a very common facility. You have to provide that. Cremation ground and cremation grounds and electric cremations. Well, these are normal. And you go to 15 on cattle pounds and prevention of cruelty to animals. Say it applies everywhere. Rules number 16 is a vital status test, including registration of births and deaths. So this is also same, no, nothing new. 17 is the public amenities, including street lighting, parking, and lots, bus stops, and public convenience. Yeah, villages don't have all these services. It's better if you provide these services. We say street lighting must be there on the street of village as well as on main road. Parking lots there. So now if they have cars and tractors, they should be placed in one place. The better. Instead of spreading out all horses front on villages. Then you can say bus stops, of course, used to be there and should be there, and public convenience toilets, combined toilets should be there for people. Then it is regulation of slaughterhouses and tanneries. Well, we cannot say this exists there. This exists should be taken care of. So this is about appendix. This is about Panchayats 18, and then we'll go to. I'm sorry, it's not Panchayat. It is actually 12th rule. I'm sorry, it's 12th rule. So 12th schedule. This is municipalities. This is municipalities. There was an error in my talk. I cannot correct it now. It's the 12th schedule I spoke about. This is municipalities under Article 243. Just be care of that. I will speak Panchayat now. Actually, this happened in the reverse way. I should have started 11th schedule. No problem. It happened. The Wi-Fi light has gone actually here, and there was a problem. So whatever tool. Again, I tell you, I'll speak again in Hindi. Let me start now about Panchayats is 11th schedule, Article 243G itself, and this says 11th schedule, and this Panchayats allow, let's say, 1, this is agricultural, including agriculture extension. It says number 1, agriculture, including agriculture extension. Kheti, agricultural, including agriculture extension. Number 2 is land improvement, implementation of land reforms, land consolidation, and soil conservation. I repeat, land improvement, implementation of land reforms, land consolidation, and soil conservation. Number 3 is minor irrigation, water management, and watershed development. Number 4 is animal husbandry, dairy and poultry, dairying and poultry. Number 5 is fisheries. Number 6 is social forestry and farm forestry. Number 7 is minor forest produce. Number 8 is small scale industries, including food processing industries. Number 9 is khadi village and cottage industry. Number 10 is rural housing. Number 11 is drinking water. Number 12 is fuel and fodder. Number 13 is roads, culverts, bridges, ferries, waterways, and other means of communication. Number 14 is rural electrification, including distribution of electricity. Number 15 is non-conventional energy sources. Number 16 is poverty alleviation program. Number 17 is education, including primary and secondary schools. Number 18 is technical training and vocational education. Number 19 is adult and non-formal education. Number 20 is libraries. Number 21 is cultural activities. Number 22 is markets and fairs. Number 23 is health and sanitation, including hospitals, primary health centers, and dispensaries. Number 24 is family welfare. Number 25 is women and child development. Number 26 social welfare, including welfare of handicapped and mentally retarded. Number 27 is welfare of weaker section, and in particular of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Number 20 is public distribution system. Number 29 is the maintenance of community assets. And now I'll go to Hindi portion of this of Panchayats, which is also a very important one, because Panchayats and municipalities are just different people. Let's go to, I'll not do many, I'll get back to this on 11th schedule. I'll not go to 12th, by mistake I went the last time. So 11th 11वीं सूची अनुच्छेद 243(6) पंचायतों के बारे में, पंचायतों की शक्तियां अधिकार। पहला है कृषि, जिसके अंतर्गत कृषि विस्तार है। Let me see, video is working there. No, that's all important. Check. Yeah, still is working. 11वीं अनुसूची अनुच्छेद 243(6) कृषि, जिसके अंदर कृषि विस्तार है। 2 भूमि विकास, भूमि सुधार की कार्यान्वयन, चकबंदी और भूमि संरक्षण। 3 लघु सिंचाई, जल प्रबंधन और जल विभाजक क्षेत्र का विकास। नंबर 4 पशुपालन, डेयरी उद्योग और कुक्कुट पालन। नंबर 5 मत्स्य उद्योग। नंबर 6 सामाजिक वानिकी और फार्म वानिकी। नंबर 7 लघु वन उपज। नंबर 8 इज लघु उद्योग, जिसके अंदर खाद्य प्रसंस्करण उद्योग भी है। नंबर 9 खादी ग्रामीण उद्योग और कुटीर उद्योग। नंबर 10 ग्रामीण आवासन। नंबर 11 पेयजल। नंबर 12 ईंधन और चारा। नंबर 13 सड़कें, पुलिया, पुल, फेरी, जलमार्ग और अन्य संचार साधन। नंबर 14 ग्रामीण विद्युतीकरण, जिसके अंतर्गत विद्युत का वितरण है। नंबर 15 अपारंपरिक ऊर्जा स्रोत। नंबर 16 गरीबी उन्मूलन कार्यक्रम। नंबर 17 शिक्षा, जिसके अंतर्गत प्राथमिक और माध्यमिक विद्यालय भी है। नंबर 18 तकनीकी प्रशिक्षण और व्यवसाय शिक्षा। नंबर 19 पूर्ण और अनौपचारिक शिक्षा। नंबर 20 पुस्तकालय। नंबर 21 सांस्कृतिक क्रियाकलाप। नंबर 22 बाजार और मेले। नंबर 23 स्वास्थ्य और स्वच्छता, जिसके अंतर्गत अस्पताल, प्राथमिक स्वास्थ्य औषधालय भी है। नंबर 24 परिवार कल्याण। नंबर 25 महिला और बाल विकास। नंबर 26 समाज कल्याण, जिसके अंतर्गत विकलांगों और मानसिक रूप से का कल्याण भी है, मानसिक रूप से मंद व्यक्तियों का कल्याण भी है। नंबर 27 दुर्बल वर्गों का और विशिष्ट या अनुसूचित जातियों और अनुसूचित जनजातियों का कल्याण। नंबर 28 सार्वजनिक वितरण प्रणाली। नंबर 29 सामुदायिक आस्तियों का अनुसरण। ये हैं आपके पंचायत के अधिकार, and we will discuss them now. If you see 11th schedule number 1 again, it says agriculture including agricultural extension. Agricultural, so 55 minutes, okay, we can have time, we cannot say, okay. एग्रीकल्चर इंक्लूडिंग एग्रीकल्चर एक्सटेंशन, खेती और खेती के आगे बढ़ने वाला काम कहता है ये। लैंड इम्प्रूवमेंट होना चाहिए, लैंड इम्प्रूवमेंट, एग्रीकल्चर इंक्लूडिंग एग्रीकल्चर एक्सटेंशन, विच इज वेरी क्लियर. The right of panchayat institutions, they have to decide about agriculture and agriculture extension, and they have to decide about land improvement, implementation of land reforms, land consolidation and soil conservation. Means किस तरह से जमीन को सुधारा जाए, जिस तरह से उनके सुधार के हैं उसको किस तरह इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाए, how to improve land and how to reform, how to execute that, and how to consolidate land, means consolidate land, and how to conserve that. Then small irrigation, minor irrigation, low profile irrigation, and how to manage water for that, and how to develop watershed development, because a watershed there is good for, because it conserves water. Animal husbandry, dairy and poultry husbandry, animal husbandry, and then you can say dairying and poultry means you can say cows and buffaloes, and you can say all those animals which are milking animals, and poultry means chickens, hens. And then fisheries means fisheries, you can variable fishes. And social forestry and farm forestry. Forestry is very important for villages, and it's farm forestry and social forestry and minor forest produce. Small scale industries which are rarely everywhere, but should be there, so that villagers can work there. They need not go to cities just to make money by earning, including food processing industries. So two industries, minor scale industries or craft industries, you may say, small parts industries, you may say. Then food processing industry, because they have milk and they have wheat and they have all food grains and vegetables and all crop produce, and they can use that for purpose of food industries, food processing. Then there's khadi, village and cottage industries, and rural housing. Housing is very important for villages, and rural housing is there in small houses and economical houses for people, for farmers and their dependents. And drinking water must be there, which is the basic requirement. And fuel and fodder, of course, fuel is required for tractors and for other, and then fodder is required for purpose of animals. Then roads, culverts, bridges, ferries, waterways, and other means of communication, which are all infrastructure requirements, and which are very important for access roads to villages and for main roads, and then ferries and waterways. Then rural electrification, electricity is a must one. Of course, it's not that level, but should be there for purpose illumination of night, and pumping of water, and water pumping, and for purpose of many other reasons, you can say it should be there. Then it is non-conventional resources, solar light, you can say solar light. Then poverty alleviation programs, which are we have all over the country. Then education, including primary and secondary schools. Of course, shiksha, then technical training and vocational education, and adults and non-formal education. Of course, libraries must be there, cultural activities and markets and fairs. health and sanitation. Hospitals must be there, primary health center, family welfare and women and child development and social welfare. So all this should be there, social welfare, including welfare of handicapped and mentally retarded, welfare of weaker section and particular of those कैसे हिंदी में मैंने आपको पढ़ाया, आपको पता है लगे गया होगा मैं क्या बात कर रहा हूँ उसके बारे में आपको. अब हम 12th को वापस आते हैं, दोबारा मैं पढ़ देता हूँ एक बार क्योंकि आपको कंफ्यूजन हो गया होगा कि मैं गलत क्या बोल रहा हूँ. It's 12th schedule article 243W. This is regarding municipalities' responsibilities and obligations that they have to dispose to their people, cities people, and where municipalities applicable. It's not applicable in villages, Panchayats is there. And if it is applicable in some areas, the 12th schedule says the responsibility charter of municipalities they have to work on, and these are Article 243 of this Constitution 243W, and this states on union planning, including town planning, 2 regulation of land use and construction of buildings, 3 planning for economic and social development, 4 roads and bridges, 5 water supply and for domestic, industrial and commercial purpose, 6 is public health, sanitation, conservancy and solid waste management. Then it is fire service, then 8 is union, urban forestry, protection of environment and promotion of ecological aspects. Then number 9 is safeguarding interests of weaker section, safeguarding interests of weaker section of society, including handicapped and mentally retarded. Then it is slum improvement and upgradation, and then it is urban poverty elevation, and then it is 12, which is provision of urban amenities and facilities such as parks, gardens, playgrounds. Then 30 is promotion. Light is not just sweating in the morning. It's now 5 o'clock and I'm sweating because there's no light. And this is Haryana, and really stupid people. They don't give lights in 24 hours. They promised. Also, now 13 promotion of cultural, educational, and aesthetic aspects. And the 412 was provision of urban amenities and facilities such as parks, gardens, playgrounds. And 13 is promotion of cultural, education, and aesthetic aspects. And 14 is burial and burial grounds, cremations grounds, and electric crematoriums. Then 15 is cattle pounds and cattle pounds, provisions of cruelty to animals. 16 is vital statistics, including registration of births and deaths. 17 is public amenities, including street lighting, parking lot, bus stops, and public conveniences. And 18 is regulation of slaughterhouses and tanneries. So this is schedule 12, and if we jump to Hindi version of this, we'll find that 12th is 12वीं अनुसूची अनुच्छेद 247 बै. हम पहला है और पानी पीने पर गर्मी हो रही है. It's too really sweating and not sorry, just to do a little dehydrated myself. Maybe this time. अनुच्छेद 243B मार्ग अनुसूची से भारत का संविधान. पहला नगरीय योजना, जिसके अंतर्गत नगर योजना भी है. 2 भूमि उपयोग का विनियमन और भवनों का निर्माण. 3 आर्थिक और सामाजिक विकास योजना. 4 सड़कें और पुल. 5 घरेलू औद्योगिक और वाणिज्यिक परियोजनाओं के लिए जल प्रदाय. 6 let me check the video. It's working or not? Yes, it's working. Okay. 6 लोक स्वास्थ्य, स्वच्छता, सफाई और कूड़ा करकट प्रबंध. 7वां अग्नि शमन सेवाएं. 8वां नगरीय वानिकी, पर्यावरण का संरक्षण और परिस्थिति की आयामों का अभिवृद्धि. 9वां समाज के दुर्बल वर्गों के, जिनके अंतर्गत विकलांग और मानसिक रूप से मंद व्यक्ति भी हैं, हितों की रक्षा. 10वां गंदी बस्ती सुधार और प्रोन्नयन. 11वां नगरीय निर्धनता उन्मूलन. 12वां नगरीय सुख सुविधाओं जैसे पार्क, उद्यान, खेल के मैदानों की व्यवस्था. 13वां सांस्कृतिक, शैक्षणिक, सौंदर्यप्रक आवामों की अभिवृद्धि. 14वां शव गाड़ना और कब्रिस्तान, शवदाह और शमशान और विद्युत शवदाह गृह. 15वां कांजी हाउस पशुओं की प्रतिक्रियता का निवारण. 16वां जन्म मरण सांख्यिकी, जिसके अंतर्गत जन्म और मृत्यु रजिस्ट्रेशन भी है. 17वां सार्वजनिक सुख सुविधाएं, जिनके अंतर्गत सड़कों का प्रकाश, पार्किंग स्थल, बस स्टॉप और जन सुविधाएं भी हैं। 18वां, वधशालाओं वधशालाओं और चरम गोधनशालाओं का विनियमन। यह थी आपकी 12वीं अनुसूची। इसके बाद आ जाएगा संविधान जम्मू कश्मीर का, वो बताता हूँ ये क्या है। तो व्हाट आई से दैट these two schedules 11 and 12 are very significant from viewpoint of people who live at ground level, those citizens, those officers, those voters, because the ground level in villages and cities is very significant from development of this country point of view. More than 70% people still stay in municipalities areas and villages. If they don't know about their municipalities and village panchayats, what they can do, and if those members and those panchayat heads do not know what they can do, what are their roles, what are their responsibilities, how many rupees funds they should demand each year, how many millions rupees or whatever is given to them, how can they know that what is required? Of course, they will have administrative support, but even then they should know what they can do. That is really very important from a common citizen of this country. And until we understand this small but very important schedules 11 and 12, we cannot just rely on the schedule union list and it says seventh schedule, union list and concurrent list and state list, because those lists are very wide, but for not wide section of society. Those are not wide for whole nation, but those are very important because under these municipalities and these panchayats responsibilities are covered. Execution from executive point of view, from spending point of view, from governance point of view, from local government point of view, these schedules are very important for every villager, every citizen, every resident to know, and if so required, they should know whether or not these facilities, these powers cover all services which are required for villages or rural areas. My duty was to let you know about what is given in constitution of this country, because everybody is not accessible to all such schedules, even though they are interested in. Due to lack of time, they cannot do it, or due to no interest, they can do it. They just depend upon others, they should tell them. Yes, you can get information from anyone or information as consultants, but if you know yourself, what is basics, or you understand even those provisions in law, that's fine. Everything is fine, but not to that extent. You yourself should notice it. You know that what Panchayat is doing, is it acceptable or not acceptable? Maybe Panchayat members make some mistake. Then who shall tell them? Because administrators are also not that clear about constitution of this country. Forget panchayats and forget municipalities. Municipalities are not clear. I'll give some examples. You see, in every municipalities in this country, they are registered engineers, supervisors in civil construction. They don't understand this is not their job. But all municipalities, they are doing that. All state governments, they are doing that. Willingly or foolishly, they are doing that. They do not understand that engineers cannot be registered by municipalities because there is a separate body for engineers, and that is Institution of Engineers, Bharat, India. That that is not mandatory, of course, but that body is competent enough. They are legally authorized. They are chartered bodies. They were given Royal Charter. That is Institution of Engineers India is incorporated by Royal Charter in 1935. And purpose of Institution of Engineers India is to promote engineering and to grant certificates for professional engineers, chartered engineers, and all other engineers who intend to work in profession, and that is their responsibility. Of course, it's not mandatory. There's no force that you have to register as engineer if you work in this country or abroad. But question is, it's not question of force. It's question of keeping on track, keeping updated, knowing what is fact. Maybe they don't use this chart 2 or 3 times more than in life, but it is fact. It's a respected person. So these municipalities have no authority at all, no mandate at all for registered engineers, etc. But they are doing that. They used to do for architects as well. But since architects have been condemned by Council of Architecture in India that they cannot do something because we are responsible, because Council of Architects are responsible. Same thing, institutes of engineers are responsible, and now they are not accepting their engineers support as this. Engineering is a different body, architectural council is a different body. So municipalities has got nothing to do with it. The panchayats got nothing to do with it. They should understand. Well, I'm just quoting an example because you should know why I'm talking about that. You should know why it's happening. It is talked because it is required. भारत के लोगों को पता होना चाहिए, भारत की पंचायत वालों को पता होना चाहिए, भारत की म्यूनिसिपैलिटी को पता होना चाहिए कि उनके राइट्स क्या हैं, उनके प्रिविलेजेस क्या हैं, उनकी ड्यूटीज क्या हैं, वो क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए। संविधान को पढ़ेंगे तो समझ आएगा, नहीं पढ़ेंगे तो कुछ भी समझ नहीं आएगा। जैसा बॉस कहेगा ऐसा करते जाएंगे, जैसा राजनीति वाला कहेगा ऐसा करते जाएंगे। हालांकि वो जानते हैं, सब जानते हैं, पता है क्या होना चाहिए। नहीं जानता तो भारत का नागरिक नहीं जानता, पंचायत के एरिया का नागरिक नहीं जानता, म्यूनिसिपल एरिया का नागरिक नहीं जानता। बेचारा सीधा साधा कहाँ जानेगा, कहाँ संविधान पढ़ेगा, उसको कोई बताने वाला नहीं है। जो किसी ने कह दिया मान लिया, यही तो समझ देश में समस्या है। हम अपने आप पढ़ना नहीं जानते, हम आगे चलना नहीं जानते, सब पढ़े लिखे भी नहीं चलना जानते। अनपढ़ की तो बातें छोड़ो, बहुत पढ़े लिखे लोग भी इस चीज पे टाइम नहीं खराब करते, कहते क्या लेना देना है यार, पूछ लो उससे, इससे पूछ लो, अफसर से पूछ, चिट्ठी लिख लो, हो गया काम, मेरा मतलब इस चीज में टाइम खराब करते हैं। अरे थोड़ा पढ़ लो यार, आपके काम आएगा। पढ़ाई आपकी आपके एक बार जो पढ़ लोगे, संभालोगे दिमाग में, वो निकलेगा नहीं, कभी भी काम आएगा। लेकिन नहीं, पढ़ना नहीं है, पढ़ लिया, एक बार डिग्री ले ली, सर्टिफिकेट रखा, बस जय भारत, हो गया। हमारी हालत ऐसी है, हम देश के अंदर ऐसे रहते हैं, हमको आदत पड़ गई है आराम करने की, सोने की। हम कोई बात को गंभीरता से नहीं ले सकते क्योंकि हम भारतवासी हैं। अगर भारतवासी गंभीर होते तो ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं आती, अंग्रेज नहीं आते यहाँ पे, मुगल नहीं आते यहाँ पे। लेकिन हम गंभीर कभी भी नहीं थे। हम सोते साते जागते, लस्सी पीने वाले, जलेबी खाने वाले लोग, नशे में रहने वाले, जलेबी खा ली, और क्या बोलते हैं, शरबत पी लिया, लस्सी पी ली, और जो भी पीने का ठंडा है पी गए, लेट गए, सो गए। सुबह 4 बजे उठ गए, खेती जाना है, रोटी खा ली, 12 बजे खा ली, फिर शाम को 5-6 बजे खा ली, दूध का गिलास डकार लिया, सो गए। 4 बजे सो गए दिन में, 12 बजे सो गए दिन में, सुबह 5 बजे आके 6 बजे 4-5 बजे वहां गए खेत में, 4-5 घंटे काम करके आ गए, फिर सो गए, रात को जल्दी सो गए। यही काम हमने किया, कभी गंभीरता से लिया नहीं। अरे जान तो लो, कुछ कर तो लो, विज्ञान तो लिया, बाहर क्या हो रहा है, खेती कैसे, कुछ तो जान लो। नहीं जानना हमारी इज्जत के खिलाफ है। हम भारत के वासी हैं, भगवान ने हमें सब कुछ दिया है, पानी दिया है, बिजली तो नहीं दी, लेकिन खेती दी है, सब कुछ हमें सब चाहिए नहीं था, हमें सब मिलता है। अगर भारत के लोग सीरियस होते तो ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं आती। हमने अंग्रेजों, आओ अंग्रेजों, आ जाओ मेरे भारत में, आ जाओ, आओ। हमारा अतिथि भगवान होता है, ऐसे की तैसे अतिथि भगवान होता है। अतिथि मार देता है, आपको खींच लेता, आपकी प्रॉपर्टी ले लेता, आपका सर फोड़ देता है, आप गुलाम बता लेता। भगवान कहाँ से हो गया, भगवान गुलाम बनाएगा क्या आपको? वो तो शैतान बन के आया था, आपने उसको भगवान मान लिया, गलती आपकी, उसकी नहीं है। वो तो वहां से भाग के आया था, आपने पूछा तक नहीं कहाँ से आया, क्यों आया, इंक्वायरी तक आपने नहीं की। आप सोते हैं। अरे आओ आओ साहब, आओ आओ मुगल साहब, आओ आओ मेरे, आओ मेरे क्या बोलते हैं, मेरे आका, आओ मेरे आका, आओ मेरे मालिक, आओ मेरे पास, आओ बैठो, मेरी पिटाई करो, मैं लस्सी पिलाऊंगा, और मुझे मारो, मैं रोटी खिलाऊंगा, और मुझे मारो, मैं सब कुछ करूंगा। अरे ऐसे लोग हैं हम। कुत्ता भी अपने एरिया में पास नहीं आने देता तो कुत्ते को, लेकिन हम आओ जी आओ, अतिथि देवो भवे। अतिथि शैतान भय भी है, ये नहीं होना चाहिए। अतिथि देवो भवे होता है, लेकिन वो अतिथि होना चाहिए। जो अतिथि बन के नहीं आया तो वो कौन है, सोचना चाहिए। We will never think about this guest is God. Oh yes, guest is God. अतिथि is देवता. This is our concept. This is our living standard, and we are proud of that. Why are we proud? But don't not pride, but dig the pride you have in this. Everybody is guest, but guest is at level of guest, not level of God. If somebody comes to his guest, fine. Let him be respected level of guest. Why to respect level of God? God cannot be guest. How can you make God your guest? Is God free for you? God is not free for you. When he needs your guest, he will call you, and that's it. We have to understand our living conditions. We are thinking about how you deal with these people. I was just talking about something else. I mean, so I just give a brief of that. That's not the issue today, but I'll just say that Bharat ka Savidhaan hai, and we discuss about that now. We'll go some other particle of that, some parts of this. That is Appendix I in the Constitution. We'll take care of something else, but just for information, for them, giving this Constitution application to Jammu and Kashmir Order of 1954. I'm talking about J&K, Jammu and Kashmir, which is disputed district law. Because Jammu and Kashmir was accessed to this country under some instrument of accession, and later in 1954 the constitutional order was released at 48, which what we say, just I'll read on that. It says Constitutional Order C of 48, which was released in 1954. There's a constitutional application to the Jammu and Kashmir Order 54. It's appendix to Constitution, and it is in exercise of power conferred by Clause 1 of Article 370. Again, listen. In exercise of powers conferred by Clause 1 of Article 370 of Constitution, President with concurrence of Government of Jammu and Kashmir is pleased to make following order. This paragraph is very important. Listen again. In exercise of powers conferred by Clause 1 of Article 370 of the Constitution, President with concurrence of Government of State of Jammu and Kashmir is pleased to make following order. Listen, this appendix, Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir, Order for 1954, CO 48, is in reference to 370. It refers to 70, Article 370 of the Constitution of this country. Clearly, this is an exercise of that power. This has come to this constitutional appendix. What it says, number one, this order may be called Constitution Application to Jammu and Kashmir Order 1954. Two, it shall come into force on 14th day of May 1954 and shall thereupon supersede Constitution Application to Jammu and Kashmir Order 1950. Two, provisions of Constitution are in force on 20th day of June 1964 and Amendment of Constitution 19th Amendment Act 1966, Constitution 25th Amendment Act 1967, Section 5 of Constitution 12th Third Amendment, 23rd Amendment Act 1969, the Constitution 24th Amendment Act 1971, Section 2 of Constitution 24th Amendment Act 1971, and Constitution 26th Amendment Act 1971, Constitution 13th Amendment Act 1972, Section 2 of Constitution 31st Amendment Act 1973. Section, all these are given. This means in a long list is there regarding constitutional amendments. And this says what? This says that preamble. What preamble of this is? Preamble of the preamble says very important. Just listen to this preamble. It's not same preamble as the Constitution of India. It's number one preamble. The two-part one. Part one says in Article 3. There shall be added following further provisions, namely, this Article 3 says, shall be added, provided further that no bill providing for increasing or diminishing area of state Jammu and Kashmir, provided further that no bill providing for increasing or diminishing area of state Jammu and Kashmir or altering name or boundary of that state shall be introduced in Parliament without consent of legislature of that state. Number two, part two, this part shall be deemed to have been applicable in relation to state of Jammu and Kashmir as from 26th day of January 1950 to Article 7. There shall be added following further provisions. Provided further that nothing in this article shall apply to a permanent resident of state of Jammu and Kashmir who, after having so migrated to territory now included in Pakistan, returns to territory of that state under a permit for resettlement in that state or permanent resettlement, permanent return issued by or under authority of that law made by legislature. That state and every such person shall be deemed to be a citizen of India. Part 3. Well, I'm just going through for the question means part if reference to commencement of constitution shall be constituted as a reference to commencement of this order. Clause 3 of Article 16, the reference to states shall be constituted, not including reference to state of Jammu and Kashmir. So let us, what I want to say is something different, which I'm just searching. It is actually, it is, if you see in this clause, Article 22, where is this, in this, well, I couldn't find that. I just want to tell you about that. Where is it separate somewhere? Let us see where it is. It is. Well, I'll find some time. It's a miss somewhere here. But I want to say that these preambles have a point in this, that whatever is written in the Constitution of India preambles, that doesn't apply to state of Jammu and Kashmir fully and in a different way. Well, it's gone somewhere missing. I read that, but I missed now. I'm not able to find it. I'll find it again and tell you about that. Well, what I'm saying is that there are two issues, 2 points which are very important for me, for you people to understand, and those are regarding secularism and socialism. Because socialism and socialism are defined in a fashion which is not in practice applicable. Well, it's missed somewhere. We'll see it some other time. Sorry for that. And now, my purpose is again, I am telling you people that don't waste your time. Think of this country. Think that you belong to this country and this country belongs to you. This country belongs to all of us. We cannot forget that this is our country. We got this from clutches of British, and that is not easy game. It's very difficult game. We got it from them, and we are living in this country. Unfortunately, people who are living in this country, they don't realize problems that we face. Our country, I did not face. My forefathers faced that. At one time, it was not even thinkable. We'll get it. We'll get freedom from English. They were not even interested. Contemplate that they will leave this country. Otherwise, they will not develop new colonies, railways, and all those which they developed in our pre-independence days. And we are lucky that we got them. Otherwise, we will not do it ourselves. We got a country. Of course, it was not a very good country at that time. There was nothing, no metal or producer, nothing was manufactured. We did not have even needle at that time to produce. We got all new industries under our first policy of independent India, Bharat, and that was under Prime Minister Nehru and all other leaders, Patel, and those whosoever were there at the time, fighters and leaders of this country. We reached to this level now, and we are being now blamed that those leaders were not good for them, for this country, and they are saying they were good for them. These are those people who did nothing for this country. Unfortunately, these people come from a background where there was no respect for freedom of this country. They were only interested in religion. They were interested in Hindu or some Muslim disputes and frictions. They were not interested at all in secular Bharat or even the socialist Bharat, because the democratic Bharat, they just wanted to rule like the kings, and they just wanted to, even as Hindus, and they don't know what's Hindu actually. And maybe you should understand what Hindus or all those Hindus or whatever you are, for definition of Hindu. I did not find any definition of in the religious books or whatever, Ramayana or Gita or Mahabharata. If somebody finds, please let me know. I'll correct my mistake. And I claim that there is no such definition existing anywhere except in our laws, which are later in Hindu marriage or something like that, which I don't care about, because that was just for facilitating people so women should be exploited. Because in the Hindu, in Vedism, or in Dharma, there is no limitations of how many wives can you people keep. Just like in Islam, there is restriction to 4 wives, and in maybe in all other religions restriction of 1 wife. But in our country, in our I should not say country, our dharma, to which we call Vedic dharma, or we call whatever dharma, and now is named by illegal term, by illicit term, this Hindu. Let us consider it's illicit term Hindu, that there is no restriction in Gita or Mahabharata or in records or history. If you go to Dashrath 3 wives, and if you see Krishna had 8 wives. Similarly, this means there was no restriction at all. You can have you can have that. One wife could have many husbands, and a husband could have wives. That was practiced in those days, or in those eras. Though of course not there, because the restriction is there because of this marriage acts. But there was. Well, if you call that is Hindu religion, you may call you welcome that, but that's a Hindu, because Krishna never said that he was Hindu, and Ram never said that. If you just see there's a stanza, there's a, you can say mantra he used to say, or poem he used to say, Yada Yada. You remember that? What Krishna said to Arjun, Yada Yada hi dharmasya galanirvati bharat. Yada Yada hi dharmasya galanirvati bharat. Abhe uttanam adharmasya tadadmanam srijanyaham. प्रारित्रनाया साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. Do you remember this? Once again, read. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvati bharat. Bharat is there. Whenever there is a damage to religion, to dharma, when there is, you can say, crushing to dharma, when there is the attack on dharma, yada yada adharmasya exists. Whenever there is a impact on right work, impact of right thought, whenever there is something like that, and that is in Bharat, which was Earth, which was not this Bharat alone, because this is a small Bharat now. That Bharat means Earth, Prithvi Mata, that was Bharat, and Bharat was everywhere on this earth. We were having Bharat, means this earth means Bharat. This means that. Yada yada hi dharmasya galanirvati Bharat. Whenever there is this softening or there is melting of right on this earth, तदात मनम सृजाम्यहं प्रारित यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभय उत्थानम. Whenever abhay, there is a fear, abhay uttanam adharmasya. Whenever there is a fear of non-right work, bad work, illegal work, I come to this earth. Manam Sri Jamya, I take birth on this earth. This means that. Praritranaya sadhunam, those who are good, who are right, who are dharmic people, I set them right and punish those who are bad. Yada, yada. Then you say, Praritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam. Those who are cruels, who are criminals, I kill them, I punish them. Then last it says, Praritranaya sadhunam, okay, after that is, Praritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya dushkritam. Then it says, I will set all those institutions right which have been spoiled, and whenever I come to this earth, I will do that. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvati Bharat abhay utthānam adharmasya tatat manasya jamiham praritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam. And then punarthaya, I forgot that because I just crammed that. Punarthaya, I re-establish those institutions which have been damaged when I come to earth. This what? The same thing applies to us. We should not say this is Hindu. I'm not calling myself Hindu, though I come from Dharma. I believe in Dharma. Dharma is my faith. Dharma is for all, actually. It's not simply to person who says that I'm Hindu. It is for all citizens of this world, all creatures of this world, all human beings on this world, on this earth. That is so-called Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, and all religion. They are all Dharma, actually. Those are all under umbrella of Dharma, because Dharma doesn't mean any sect. Dharma doesn't mean any sect or faith or religion. Dharma means a system, a right system or wrong system. We are all living under one system that is created by Dharma. All we believe in, they are all from Dharma. Dharma means whatever is doing right and whatever is doing wrong is non-Dharma. So you will say right thing is Dharma and wrong thing is not Dharma. That is what all religion says. So this means they just have reference, they drew references from Dharma and they established their own religions, and that's some other story. I will not go into that. What I'm saying is we have to understand Dharma of Bharat. What Dharma Bharat has. Bharat does not have any Dharma, because Bharat does not believe in any Dharma. Bharat believes in humanity. Bharat believes in souls. Bharat believes that everybody has a right to live. Bharat believes let and let live, work and let work, eat and let eat. Bharat is such a country where everybody came and they merged here, because Bharat is not this Bharat, this is squeezed Bharat, this is gypped Bharat. It was a Bharat which is whole earth is Bharat, vast Bharat. So when we owned all Bharat, means we owned all people. So all people are ours. Vasudev Kutumbam we call it, because we are family of God. We are family of Vasudev. Vasudev means that they who's in charge of all universes. But a whatever name you take, I don't mind about that. So we have to see our Bharat is dharmic Bharat. Our Bharat is the right Bharat. Our Bharat moves in the right direction. Our Bharat doesn't move in darkness. Our Bharat comes out from darkness and goes to illumination, go to light. And that is what we need. That is what we require. That is our Bharat. Not this Bharat, Hindu Rashtra or bloody Dusra Rashtra. This is Bharat Rashtra, name is right. That is Bharat, and we should remove India from this. Hindustan has already been removed in 1950 because it was not Hindustan. It is Bharat, and now it is Bharat and India. I don't require India. Bharat is adequate for me, because Bharat means Krishna's claimed, Bharat means Ram claimed, Bharat means Dharma claimed, Bharat means whole earth. So we should be proud of that. Why should I be proud of Hindu Rashtra? It's a bloody statement. There's no Hindu Rashtra, there's no Hindu religion, there's no Hindu sect, there's no Hindu definition, there's nothing like that. It's an Islamic word, it's Arabic word. Why should I take Arabic into my country. I don't want that. I have my own system, my own management. So these people who are talking of Hindustan, who are talking of Hindu religion, they are not from this country originally. You may say, through this small country, though they are from world, that way they are Bharat. They are but to an extent they claim they are Hindus. I encounter their claim and I state that they are wrong. They are falsifying everything. They are misleading people. They came from Iraq, Iran, Kurdistan, Turkey, all those areas, Afghan, etc. And they are those people. They used to call them Arya, and they pushed this south to south. All these people who are real here, and now they claim that Hindu, Hindu, and Hindu, and they are just misleading people. There is no Hindu, no Hindu, no Hindu. Believe it or not, it's up to you. Or show me where it's given in Ramayana, Mahabharata, or Gita, or where it is. I have researched everywhere. I have challenged everyone. There is nothing as such. So we should have intelligence enough to understand all this. Why shy? It's my country. I have to analyze my country. I have to research my country history. I have to understand what I am talking about. If I cannot do that, I am foolish. I am not a competent person. That is what I am telling. So I should understand about politics or system of my country. I should not call it politics, because politics has got very wider meaning. Those who are sitting now in power, they are actually not politicians. They are robbers. They are commercial people. They are businessmen. They buy votes and they rule this country. They rule in sense of they sell this country. They are making money out of this country. They are looting banks. They are looting public. They are looting everything, and they are saying we are patriot and we are Deshbhakt. It is a fact that Pakistan has been generated. We have been shortened. We have to accept this fact. We have to resolve issues. These are two countries. We cannot stick for 500 to 1,000 years just in name of Jammu and Kashmir. We have to find solution. We are not finding. We are just keeping in continuity this friction between Bharat and Pakistan. There is a separate country now. We have further broken that. So what fight is there? Why you are thinking that's the enemy, or they are thinking we are enemy? We are not enemy. The country is separate. There have been many issues. The countries were broken and reunited. If you can unite, find yourself guts, but this is not going to happen. So you don't think they are enemy, and they should not think you are enemy. Find out solutions, work on, and stay peacefully. Nothing belongs to someone. Change is always there. Change is the principle of life. If you don't change, you don't do something. Change must be there, and you have to find change for betterment. You have to find solutions for problems. You have to understand what you are. Just like you change every 5 years your representatives, and you bring new representatives. That is quality, but that too you are not doing correctly. You do not understand what you have to do. You are electing. You are criminals. You are electing, and that is your fault. If it comes to constitution, whose fault is this? That is your fault. You are not amending yourself because you are not thinking your way. You are not thinking this is your country. You are not thinking that you have to elect your representative. You are thinking you have to elect prime minister. That is stupidity. You cannot elect prime minister. I explained to you there is no provision in the constitution of this country that you have to elect prime minister. You have to elect member of parliament, you elect member of legislative assembly, and you elect councillors and panchayat members, and that's it. Nothing else. But you don't understand because you don't want to use your mind. You just want to, because you're too busy. You don't type down your once in 5 years from now you go to polling with BJP or Congress, other fucking parties, all these nonsense, illegal looters. I call both them looters because they are all looters. They are saying coin on each side of same coin, and they are making their money, they are making their food, and they're running their kitchen. Their kids are enjoying life, enjoying, and our kids are dying. They're not having good education. They're not. Take 85% people who are of down to the SC, ST, OBC, and now let us take these people came from Pakistan 1942. Do you know who they were? These people who are in power now. These people migrated from Pakistan. Why did they migrate? Time? Did you ask a question? Nobody asked a question. We just digested them. When you were living there, you had been living of centuries and centuries and millenniums. When Pakistan was born, why did you come here? Why you not stay there? You will say we were beaten, we are thrown out. All these excuses you will give because you wanted to come to a nation which you believe. You believe that time is a Hindu nation. That was the reason you came here. You did not come here for something else. You did not believe those Muslims want to live here for Hindus. With Hinduism, you have a contemplation that is going to Hindu Bharat. And that was a problem. You came here. You left your motherland there, where you were born for centuries, you stayed there for millenniums, and you came because you are neither patriotic there nor patriotic here. That's the problem. You made a Bharatiya Janata Party before that Jan Sangh, and now you're in power. RSS, your mother and your father. RSS came from Mughals, and then you are like another Mughal. So both are running this country in a foolish way. This country should be run by those who are original people. They are Mool Nivasis, 85% people. They did not convert themselves. Of course, they were forced to convert to some religion. Doesn't matter. After all, he is a whole human being. If you also they put him, if I'm Muslim or I'm Vedic or what difference does it make? It's my personal relation to God. Nothing to do with Bharat country. I am born for this country. I am in this country. I shall die in this country. Or I change my country. I go to USA. Then I have different loyalty. Those who have changed this country and left forever, they are different people. They are not from my country. I should think about their losses. We put them all. So we have to understand this way. If we can understand that we are good people or we are bad people, that's one of the things. That's all, nothing else. So I will not continue further because light is already not there and no fan working here, of course. And I'm feeling sweaty always. मैं फिर कह देना चाहता हूँ आपसे कि आप चिंता ना करिए, आप पढ़िए, संविधान को पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है। आप संविधान को नहीं पढ़ेंगे आपको समझ नहीं आएगा। हमारा देश बहुत अजीब देश है, आजाद हुआ था 1947 में, आजाद हो गया, पाकिस्तान अलग बन गया, ये सच्चाई है, इसको आप झुठला नहीं सकते। आप कुछ भी कहते रहिए पाकिस्तान हमारा दुश्मन है, हम पाकिस्तान का दुश्मन है, उससे क्या फायदा होगा? पाकिस्तान भी वही रहना है, आपने भी वही रहना है, करते रहिए लड़ाई, कितनी बड़ाई करेंगे, कुछ नहीं होने वाला। आप ये नुकसान है, उसका भी नुकसान है, वो टूट गया एक बार बांग्लादेश में चुका, और आप भी टूट सकते हो, वो भी टूट सकता है। इसलिए लड़ाई को भूल जाइए, दुश्मनी को भूल जाइए, आपको जो प्रॉब्लम है बैठ के सॉल्व कीजिए, समस्या का हल होता है, आप दीजिए। आप खाली वोट के लिए मत लड़ाई कीजिए, वोट के लिए मत सोचिए, देश को आगे बढ़ाएं तो शांति रहेगी। पाकिस्तान को भी शांति चाहिए, आपको भी शांति चाहिए, लोगों की दुश्मनी आपस में नहीं है। मैं पाकिस्तान के साथ भी काम किया, मैंने 50 से ज्यादा नेशनल के साथ काम किया। हमें समझना होगा कि देश हमारा है, आपको सही रखना है। अगर आप लड़ाई करते रहेंगे हर देश से तो आप आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते, आपने बहुत नुकसान किया अपना, पहले भी फिर करेंगे आगे। आपको समझना चाहिए कि आगे बढ़ने के लिए शांति जरूरी है, और पाकिस्तान की समस्या आपकी है, ठीक कीजिए। दुश्मनी का क्या मतलब है? क्यों किसका दुश्मन है दुनिया में? कोई इसका कोई दोस्त नहीं, कोई दुश्मन नहीं। जो किसी जमाने में दोस्त है दुश्मन होगा, जो दुश्मन थे दोस्त थे, चलता रहता है, ऐसा कोई बात नहीं है। अमेरिका भी किसी का नहीं है, चाइना से लड़ रहा है, अमेरिका देखिए यूरोप से लड़ रहा है, अमेरिका देखिए आपको अफगानिस्तान में लड़ रहा है, अमेरिका देखिए सीरिया में लड़ाई की, अमेरिका ने इराक बर्बाद किया, अमेरिका ने लीबिया बर्बाद किया, अमेरिका ने क्या क्या नहीं बर्बाद किया। देखिए सब लड़ाई कर रहा है क्योंकि उसको लड़ाई उसका बिजनेस है, वो भागता है। रशिया भी लड़ाई बिजनेस करता है, वो भी करता है, चाइना से लड़ाई करना, ऐसे लड़ाई करना, सब चल रहा है। उसको भी सामान बेचना है, व्यापार बेचना है, वो करेगा, काम है, हम क्यों उसके चक्कर में पड़े? हमें सोचना चाहिए अपनी स्थिरता के लिए, अपनी इकोनॉमी के लिए, अपने देश की। वो लोग चलते रहेंगे, उनका तो बिजनेस झूठ बोलना, झूठ लड़ाना, लोगों को लड़ना बेचना है। अगर लोगों को लड़ाया, उन्होंने लोगों सब लड़ाएंगे आपस में, एक दूसरे को चाहते हो ऐसा ही हो। आप सऊदियों का सामान बेच रहा है, किसी को सामान बेच रहा है, इराक से झगड़ा कर रहा है, ईरान से झगड़ा कर रहा है, ये चलते रहेंगे। आज देखिए ईरान इराक के जमाने में लड़ते थे आपस में, कितने लड़ाई के दोनों ने, सद्दाम हुसैन और उसने, आज देखिए दोनों एक साथ आ गए, एक दूसरे मिल रहे हैं, बात कर रहे हैं। कुवैत से लड़ो, कुवैत आज इराक से बात कर रहे हैं, सब कर रहे हैं एक दूसरे से बात। इसका मतलब यह है कि ये सब ड्रामा है, पब्लिक को बेवकूफ बनाना है, और हम भी बेवकूफ बन रहे हैं। हम लड़ रहे हैं आपस में, इंडिया पाकिस्तान क्यों लड़ रहे हैं आपस में? अरे बात करो, खत्म करो, किसी तरह सॉल्व करो, जो कर सकते हो जितना कर सकते हो, कुछ हुआ आगे बढ़, कुछ पर दिल सॉल्व करो, शांति। क्या कोई दुश्मनी किसी का नहीं है, हमारे माइंड में दुश्मनी है, हमारे दिल में दुश्मनी, हम इमोशनल होना चाहते हैं, भावना में रहना चाहते हैं, यही प्रॉब्लम है सारी। हम देश के बारे में नहीं सोच रहे, समाज के बारे में, हम आगे बढ़ने के बारे में सोचे, हम लड़ने के बारे। अरे लड़ाई होगी तो हमारा नुकसान होगा, उसका नुकसान, एटम बम चलेगा, सब कुछ चलेगा, पैसा जाएगा, टैक्स जाएगा, मैं सब कौन देगा उसको? हमारी इकोनॉमी पहले अच्छी नहीं और खराब हो जाएगी। इसलिए ये समझिए, समझ के काम कीजिए, ड्रामेबाजी बंद करो। ये इलेक्शनबाजी खराब है, सब वोट का कीमत का आप देखिए कहाँ क्या नहीं हो रहा। रोड बिक रहे हैं, एमएलए खरीदे जा रहे हैं, एमपी खरीदे जा रहे हैं, क्या क्या नहीं हो रहा है। ऐसे चोर डकैत जब आएंगे 233 क्रिमिनल्स आएंगे और सारे चोर लुटेरे आएंगे हमारे लोकसभा में, हमारे विधानसभा में, ऐसे ही होगा ना। 40-50 करोड़ का एमपी बिक रहा है, 25 करोड़ का एमपी बिक रहा है, 50 करोड़ का एमएलए बिक रहा है, क्या क्या नहीं हो रहा है। देखिए आप सब जगह हो रहा है, कितने राज्यों में हुआ, यही तो हो गया है आज। आदमी बिक रहा है, जिसको आप चुनते हैं वो बिक जाता है, तो क्या फायदा चुनने का? जिसको आपने इज्जत से बनाया, एमएलए भेजा बना के, एमपी भेजा, वो आ जाके बिक जाता है। खरीद लो मुझे, मैं बिकने को तैयार हूँ, ले लो ले लो ले लो। कोई 25 करोड़ में खरीद रहा है, कोई 50 करोड़ में खरीद रहा है। आपने इसलिए चुना था उनको। अरे आए तो ग्रहवान में थप्पड़ मारो, खींच के उसको ग्रहवान सर फोड़ दो ऐसे आदमी का। एक कमीने के बच्चे, हमने तेरे को वोट से दिया था कि जाके बिक जा तू, हमने तेरे को बिकने के लिए वोट दिया था, हमारे कॉस्ट पे, हमारे वोट पे तू आज पैसे कमाने को तैयार है। कितनी गलत बात है, शर्म आनी चाहिए आपको भी और उसको भी। आपने ऐसे बेवकूफ कुत्तों को चुन के भेजा जो बिक रहे हैं, अपने आप को तड़ी से बिक रहे हैं। आपका रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बिना आपकी मर्जी से बिक रहा है, आप कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे उसका, ये आपका प्रोविजन है। वो किसी पार्टी से होकर किसी पार्टी में चले जाता है, आप कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे, तो आप कैसे मालिक हैं उसके? वो कैसा रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है, कैसा आपका प्रतिनिधित्व है? ये बात सोचना चाहिए। जिसको आपको वोट दिया वो बिना आपकी मर्जी से कैसे आगे जा रहा है, अपने हिसाब से कैसे फैसला ले रहा है, नहीं लेना चाहिए, लेकिन वो ले रहा है। यही हमारी बदकिस्मती है। इससे ज़्यादा मैं क्या कहूँ, बस मैं इतनी बात करूँगा। आगे बाद में दूसरी बात करेंगे। बहुत गर्मी लग रही है मुझे, लाइट भी नहीं है। भारत के जय भारत, जय धन्यवाद आपका करने के लिए। अब कल की कल बातें करेंगे, अभी आप करेंगे। अब चलते हैं आगे, देखते हैं। मेरे भी बोलने का मन नहीं कर रहा है, पसीना बहुत है, लाइट बार बार जा रही है, अभी लाइट नहीं है। धन्यवाद, जय भारत।